We are talking with Nick Kalikas, professional MMA oddsmaker and consultant for DSI Sportsbook, and Miguel Iturrate from BoxingChannel.tv and MMAOddsbreaker.com, previewing UFC 148 here on SBRforum.com videos. All right, now let's talk about two of the lesser fights, Cung and Patrick Cote, and Demian Maia and Dong Hyun Kim. Cote I have here is minus 260. Minus 260 seems like it might be a decent bet here. Where'd you open this, Nick?
I opened it actually at minus 260 exactly, so it's holding pretty steady. I think the public's going to bet Lee a little bit more.
You think so?
Yeah, they're going to come in on Cung. It's stylistically, they match up pretty well as far as the strikers go, because usually Patrick Cote's kryptonite is a wrestler that's going to take him down, lay on him, and that's how he typically gets beat. And Cung likes to throw down on the feet. We've seen that several times. But like you said, 40 years old now is Cung. So at this stage in his career, I mean, if he still had, if he was still the Cung that we seen a few years ago, this line would be a lot tighter. But right now, I think it is Patrick Cote's fight to win or lose. I think he's the better overall striker at this stage in their career, and that's saying a lot because Cung is a phenomenal striker, and on paper and his credentials, I mean, are far above Patrick Cote's. But that being said, I think Cung is probably going to fade. We've seen that again after round one against Wanderlei Silva. He was done. I mean, I kind of figured he was going to lose by TKO after that, and I think it's going to be the same case here. He might have a solid shot, and round one might be a little bit competitive, but if he makes it out of round one, I think by round two or round three, Patrick Cote is going to probably find a way to finish him.
Yeah, I mean, Miguel Iturrate, what do you think? I mean, Cote is getting another chance at the UFC. He's won 4 in a row, 3 against former UFC fighters. The motivation, the momentum's on his side. Cung Le, I don't know. Do you think that this line is too low, or do you think it's about right?
No, I think it's about right. I think Patrick wins this fight hands down. I'm not a fan of Cung Le. I'm waiting to see some movies because he was also a Hollywood thing, and I haven't seen him in a movie yet either. I just don't think he's motivated in fighting or anything. And I think Cote is a guy who's simple. I think Cote, if they wouldn't do the fight in the octagon, you could clear out a hotel room and fight him in the hotel room. Cote is a real blood and gut fighter, and I'll take him all the way on this one.
Yeah. Would you bet it at minus 260?
Yeah, I think I win the juice just because I just don't see Cung Le winning this.
Yeah, I hear you. I kind of agree. And then we have Demian Maia and Dong Hyun Kim. Kim is only minus 137 I have here. Where'd you open this, Nick?
I opened around 140, I believe, so close again, ballpark. It's moving around a little bit. It's been up and down maybe 10, 15 cents. And it's a competitive fight. Almost a pick'em is about right in this particular fight. I know what a lot of people are probably seeing in Kim, but you can never count Demian Maia out on the ground. And that's the thing here. I think that sometimes Kim, if you look back at some footage, he puts himself in interesting predicaments in a fight. I know that Pearson actually even had his back for a second in one of their last battles there too. So if Maia gets him in that position, I think Maia can definitely end this up. But Kim overall, his sub defense is strong. His wrestling base is strong. His striking is going to be solid on the feet. So I'm actually picking Kim by decision here to win the fight. But I think that you can't really bet it because this is Demian Maia's first drop to 170. So we're going to see how good he looks there. And he might be a bad matchup for Kim. We'll see. I don't think so on paper. It seems like what you kind of were leaning towards, that Kim should be the side. But it's just a pass fight for me because, like I said, Demian Maia moving down to 170 in his ground game, even though Kim should be smart enough to avoid most of the stuff, I mean, he's one of the best in MMA history. So people might argue that since I said that because he's one of the most, I guess, credentialed guys in MMA history. I mean, there's been guys that have more subs on their record in the UFC, but overall credentials, Demian Maia is a stud on the ground. So you don't really want to bet against guys that are that good in one particular area. With at least with a big bankroll, you don't want to bet that.
Miguel Iturrate, what do you think? Do you think this fight is bettable at all?
I would definitely lay some money on Maia, but I'm going to have to wait to see the weigh-ins because of the weight cut. I want to see if he's affected by the weight cut. He's in his mid-30s. He's older. It's usually the wrong time. You see guys starting to maybe bulk up and try to get to the next weight class up so that they're not affected by the weight cut. At his age, Demian doesn't have a long career of weight cutting like many wrestlers and their background and stuff. So I really want to see what the effects are of the weight class. If he comes in big and strong and comfortable, he's going to be too much for Kim because he's going to be a lot bigger and lankier, and he's going to be able to get the fight to where he wants it, which is on the ground. And on the ground, he's going to be a dominant fighter. But I do want to see what the weight class is, what the weight cut does to him, because that's the big X factor in this one.